Hello, hello. It's Stacy Berger here. There's always this moment at the beginning of these broadcasts when I don't know if it's gone live or not. So that's that awkward moment, but I think we're good to go. So here we are today, day 5, I believe, of these Facebook Live interviews. And today I'm happy to bring to you Theresa Stanley. Welcome, Theresa. My intention with these interviews and these special guest appearances is I'm bringing to you people who have really looked at their vision or asking themselves that question, what would I love, and living into that vision using transformational tools, mindset principles to be able to navigate circumstances and really make a choice about how we're going to show up in those circumstances. And Theresa, you are certainly a shining example of that right now. So why don't you start and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Well, I am one of the head coaches and executive director for the Phoenix Taekwondo Club. And so I run a series or 9 schools, along with my husband and my leadership team. And we teach Taekwondo to the community of Edmonton, as well as various, kickboxing and other kind of fitness stuff. And I actually have a movement that I started called Girls on Fire, along with a couple of my lady black belts, that we incorporate self-defense training along with tools for confidence for girls ages 8 to 12. So that's kind of one of my babies that I'm really focusing on right now. And we are in year 2 of our conference. Whether or not that's going to be postponed or not, I'm not sure yet. But either way, we've had some really great success in helping girls just have a toolkit going into tween life and teen life, really just believing in themselves. So it's all kind of one big, exciting, fun ninja business.
It is an exciting business.
Yeah.
Anna, my daughter, and we attended the Girls on Fire conference together last year, and it was a powerful day. And I'll have to tell you that I learned a lot about my daughter that day. And it was really powerful and impactful. She was 9, I guess, at the time. But just to watch the girls that day and to watch them connect and be open and be vulnerable about some of their personal experiences that they're having, and to realize that they're not alone in that, it really was a powerful day. So if you have a teenage or preteen girl, it's 9 to 12?
8 to 12.
8 to 12. I highly encourage you to follow that Girls on Fire, and we'll get the post and the link in the comments. But just really powerful tools and strategies. And again, for those girls to know they're not alone. They're not the only ones with those feelings and those thoughts and tools to handle them. So I think that's so powerful, Theresa. So you are calling in today. You had a vision.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your vision for Phoenix Taekwondo and how far that felt like it was going to be out. So oftentimes when we ask the question, what would I love? And we have a vision, it feels like, oh, this is going to be, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And with certain tools and mindset strategies, and by taking certain action, we can greatly condense that time frame.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your vision and some of the results that you've seen with that vision.
Well, we've had, oh my God. So my husband and I have been doing this business together. So basically he was instructing for the last 34 years. And then I kind of joined on in 2010, 2011. And we've always had this concept of buying a building and making this super dojang and, just having this amazing space that represented the real jewel of all our extended locations where, our head instructors can come together, and it just this really vibrant community space. And so I kind of kept putting it out there, but I wasn't sure okay, is that ever really going to happen? And I kind of, we had another building that I was like, oh, maybe it's this building. And it, I just kind of kept thinking about it, And he's always kind of thought about it. And then through this work, you have extra feelers, right? And so I think one of the things that I've learned is you just got to kind of ask. And, we say ask the universe, but also that means ask people, right? put it out there to people, right? And so I was taking a walk with my landlord because he said, oh, there's an extra space available. I know you guys were interested in maybe extending your space. And I said, oh, sure, I'll take a look. I looked and I was like, it's not really what I'm envisioning. Like it just didn't feel right and it wouldn't have made sense. Like it was better where we are. And so this is our gym in St. Albert, which is kind of the flagship. And so we're walking back to the studio and we walk past this open space that has been open for like collecting dust for like 4 years, 5 years. And I was like, well, what's in this space? And so we walk in and it literally felt like the heavens opened and it was like, oh. Immediately my husband and I, like, we just saw this and we saw that. And there was this perfect room that was already ready upstairs and we would build this and then whatever. And it was just like this, the vision just like it materialized in like 5 seconds. Just because I kind of put it out there. Like, you know, like I just asked Brent, who was our landlord, I said, hey, you know, do you have this? And then from there, you know, you have to do like the footwork and whatever. And the owner of the building, he thought, wow, like amazing, and could totally see our vision. And we kind of asked a few questions and then we were able to get more than what we wanted. Like he was like, yeah, no problem. And he was so reasonable with the financial part of it. And anyway, so it kind of imploded everywhere, but like right before Christmas too. So I was like, okay, well, we're working at Christmas. And it's been the last 3 months of building this gym. I'm actually sitting in my new office, which is really exciting. And then, you know, we kind of needed some time. Like the time was running out. We had to be moved over and, you know, we were struggling with getting the last bits finished here. And we were supposed to be in March 1st. And okay, that didn't happen. We asked for an extension. And then we were a little worried. And then suddenly this interesting condition from the universe showed up that was actually really helpful. And I kind of said on my social media, like, it's kind of been a silver lining because I've been able just to not worry about anything else, but focusing in on doing what I need to do here so that when the curtains are lifted again, I can invite everybody in for, you know, the grand opening. So it's been a whirlwind, but I think through the work that we've done, there's been, you know, we talked about it earlier, like some disappointments and stuff, but I've just been able to, I think, sit in more gratitude than anything and just know that like there's a reason for all of this. And yeah, so it's been a wild ride, but it was really cool being able to sit here, like literally in my vision office.
Yeah. And what you kept saying to me, Theresa, and I think lots of people feel this way, is I'm a planner and I have a plan, right? I have a 5-year plan, I have a 10-year plan, and here's how I'm going to get there. And that, you know, it's great to have plans, but it's that linear thinking or that condition-based thinking that sometimes limits our ability to really see all the possibilities. And what if I could have that 10-year plan in a year or in 3 months? Would I be okay with that? Mm-hmm. And it's been fun to watch that unfold. And like you said, I love what you said. Yeah, we can ask the universe for it, but we also have to ask people. Yeah. We can't just sit in meditation. We can't just sit here looking at our vision board. We have to move our feet. There's action that we have to take. And it's in that action that those next steps get revealed and the opportunities get revealed. And you've certainly been in action for sure.
I think that was the cue, like the thing that I didn't connect when we originally started working together was, well, how is this going to happen? Like that doesn't, like my logic side and my spirit side, like we're like totally on 2 different wavelengths, right? And I've always been a very, you know, that's how I grown up, that's how I studied. But, you know, just that idea of law of attraction and just being in that vibration and it's that listening to things, right? And just knowing that if you are there and you're speaking to it and you know you don't know what happens, right? Like I always kind of live by with business, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Same thing, you just kind of put it out there, it's like people will connect with you. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird, but as a very highly like logical person, that was a real breakthrough in my thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do we, and I think you bring up a good point. How do you marry that spiritual side with that logical side? The woo woo stuff, that universe stuff with the practical, the logical. And
Mhm.
there's absolutely a way that those two need to coexist in
Yes.
order to create results. And lots of people have one or the other, but they haven't been able to connect them. And that's where they get stuck.
Right.
Or even if they do see progress, it's usually a lot slower,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more effort, right? It's more that push
Absolutely.
energy, that effort energy, instead of the out of the blue. You're out for a walk with your landlord, and yeah, you're inspired to ask the question. I love that.
Absolutely. And it's like you said, it's what would I love? And it's just a different, an exciting energy. And even through, again, the conditions that we're sitting in and, like, um, in up until now, like it would have been really stressful for this idea. But this whole thing, as big of a project and everything that it's been, along with, you know, the world conditions, I haven't felt the same kind of stress that I would have previous, right?
Yeah,
Knowing that I can just trust in the universe, and whatever I speak out it'll find me, right?
yeah, yeah. I've had a lot of clients say that I'm so grateful for the work right now because I don't feel that same level of stress or anxiety or fear or worry that I'm seeing other people see. And that's as a result of being in the work and building, I call that spiritual muscle, putting those practices in place that helps us really navigate conditions and circumstances like this.
Mhm.
One of the things that we talk about a lot in Life Mastery is we don't deny the conditions, but we also don't catastrophize them. And so
Right.
there's a very real condition and circumstance right now that's impacting a lot of people, and it's impacted you, Theresa. You're
Absolutely.
not able to hold classes in person. You had a great big event. How many athletes did you have planned for that
This,
event?
we had 703 athletes, oh, 733 athletes registered. And there was
733 athletes.
Yeah, there was about 30 of them coming from Regina, who were an hour outside of Edmonton when they pulled the plug. And
Oh,
like, what do I do, right? But it was it was the biggest event that we've had ever, and we had to pull the plug. That was a very had a little bit of a human moment there for a couple hours, but I know we spoke the next day, and it's like, it's all good, it'll be fine, right? And people were so good. People were I didn't have I don't think I had one athlete or like a family or parent call and be like, bah, about it.
yeah.
Like, they were just, it's all good. They felt more sympathy for me, and I was like, oh, I wanted to give you this, and they're like, no, it's okay. So yeah.
Yeah. So you can't hold classes in person, had to cancel your event. You're looking at your Girls on Fire event. I mean, the impact is very real. So it's not that we're denying that, oh, none of this is happening and it's not impacting me. But the other side of that is not to catastrophize it. And that can be what the paradigm or fear wants to do. It's that Chicken Little, right? The sky is falling and it wants to take us to worst case scenario. And it's the ability to look at a circumstance and rise above it. And I would say you've done a brilliant job of that. And you've done some creative things with your students,
Yeah.
with your athletes. So tell us about some of the creative thinking that you've had to use to really stay connected to your community and keep serving your people that rely on you too.
Yes. You know what? Our membership has been amazing. So we're a nonprofit society. So we rely on memberships and events. That's how we stay, alive. And we kind of gave the option to our people to say, hey, you know what? You can continue training online, continue to support financially if it is in your means. And we've had about, I would say, half our membership continue to do that and continue to train. And so what we did, and we just jumped on it. Like, rather than trying to plan these really in-depth things, I said, you know what, we're just going to go on Facebook Live. People are really like turning to social media, to Zoom, that kind of stuff, to just stay connected. And so right away we went in and we scheduled 5 days a week, 2 of the little kid classes, 2 like intermediate classes, and then 1 expert class. and we just go on for 30 minutes on Facebook Live and just go through things, give them homework to work on at home, give them some stretches, and then we post the replays up on our website. And it just, I've had a lot of parents say to me, hey, this gives my kids some normal, it makes them feel normal. They log in, they do their class. I even had kids come in and one-on-one and do an exam. And then, people videotape their stuff and send it in. Like, we just want to stay connected with them because we want to just hit the ground running as soon as we're open again. They can take off where they were, because we will get through this, but we want to do it together. So we just want to be in service to our membership as much as possible. And, we're going to open up for daytime classes and day camps as soon as we can, just to help our community. So we're just getting really creative with it.
Yeah. I spoke to Lisa Babineau. Oop, I just about dropped something. Lisa Babineau yesterday. She owns Twice as Nice, and she talked a lot about that. It's just that ability to be creative and to tap into that creative thinking right now, which is so important. And you asked, I think, on social media, have you found the silver linings yet? And I think there are absolutely silver linings in this for every one of us. It's our willingness to look for them, and our willingness to know that and trust that they're there, and to be open to them revealing themselves. So for anybody watching, Theresa, who's maybe struggling, who's maybe looking at their business collapsing before their eyes, or dealing with that uncertainty, what's one tip or one tool that you would give to them that could support them right now?
Oh, well, I would say if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So this is an excellent opportunity to look for strategies or like put away everything and just say, okay, this is the challenge. This is the new normal, even though it's going to go back. But what could I do to serve my people from where I am right now? What could I do? Is it online? Is it, drop services? It's, and look to other people and see what they're doing and see if you can collaborate in a very socially distant way, right? Like it's all about just becoming creative and using this amazing digital world specifically to amp up our creativity and do what we can, right, from what we have. So it's definitely, if anything, I know from an athlete perspective, when the tournaments that I got my butt kicked, like wipe the floor with, those tournaments, the next one, and it's embarrassing and it's heartbreaking at first, and I don't want to look at the footage, but when I come back to it, I learned so much and I become such a bigger person and a better athlete afterwards. And I feel like this, as fellow business owners, we're going to come out of this being so much stronger in business and really knowing what we needed to do and finding so much more creativity that maybe we weren't getting before because we didn't have those challenges.
I love that analogy. Yeah, we learn from our mistakes, we learn from those failures. But I would add to that, only if we're willing to look at that footage, right? Only
I know. You have to it's like, oh, but you do it and then you learn, right?
Yeah. So it's that willingness to learn from it that's really important. And the one piece that I know that I gave to you, Theresa, when you were having your very human moment, and to allow ourselves to have those human moments, is when was the last time you breathed?
Right.
And just to remember that breath. And when it really feels like, ooh, maybe this is too big, maybe this is more than I can handle. Just really going back to that breath. And what that does is it calms the nervous system, and it helps us get back into that creative mindset, creative thinking. So if that serves anybody right now, just breathe, 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 breathe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we are doing next Saturday, April 4th, an online vision workshop. Typically, that's something I do 3 times a year in person. We've brought it online to honor the social distancing and to really keep people safe. Theresa, what would you say to anybody who's considering attending that vision workshop? What's something maybe that you would share with people, the benefit of really?
Oh my goodness, I've had the opportunity to do it, and it was I guess the energy that comes out of it is amazing. And obviously being guided through vision work is so important. It's one thing just like, cutting out pictures and putting it on a board. Yeah, okay, that's great. I think that's pretty surface. But the work that we've done in the vision is it's so much deeper. So if you have the 3 hours, like, go for it, because it'll be a game changer for you, and refer back to it and continue to work back and do them 3 times a year.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see your new space. I'm looking forward to celebrating that with you and the completion of that, Theresa. You guys have worked so hard. And I know it's been a project of love and a vision come true. So I just want to thank you for being a light on the planet right now. And it's, exceptional times call for exceptional leadership, and you're certainly being that leader within your community, within the business community. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations on all of your success. We'll post how you can connect with Theresa and Phoenix Taekwondo and Girls on Fire in the comments. Certainly encourage you to do that. Theresa's lots to offer. So thank you so much, Theresa.
Thanks for having me.
All right.